Have you ever wished you had some kind of master blueprint, for building a really wise, effective life?
Like a mental fortress, maybe?
Exactly. A super smart castle for your mind. That's actually what we're trying to construct today in this deep dive. We've pulled together a pretty amazing stack of sources. Thinkers across centuries: Frederick Douglass, Albert Einstein.
Right. And then more modern strategists like Robert Greene, Ryan Holiday. Quite a mix.
It really is. And our mission for you listening is to dive into all this and pull out the absolute gold nuggets of knowledge. Think of it as, well, a shortcut, a way to get genuinely well informed about acquiring knowledge, handling opposition, basically building a meaningful life without feeling totally overwhelmed by all the info out there.
Yeah, it's easy to get overwhelmed.
We want to give you a solid framework for your own, intellectual growth and maybe living a bit more strategically.
And what's fascinating, I think, is how these different insights from completely different people and times, they actually they weave together.
They connect.
Yeah, into a surprisingly coherent strategy for life. It's not just like a random collection of quotes. We're talking about an architecture of wisdom, a real framework you can use to understand and apply knowledge effectively, especially today.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Let's start with something really powerful. Frederick Douglass.
Mhm.
He said, "Knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave." Now, obviously, he knew literal slavery, but this feels bigger, doesn't it? What kind of slavery is he really getting at here?
Oh, absolutely. It's much deeper than just physical chains. He's talking about internal bondage,
Yeah.
psychological,
Hmm.
real knowledge, genuine understanding. It equips you. It's like invisible armor.
Armor. I like that.
Yeah, and it makes that state of being mentally or emotionally controlled
Yeah.
just unacceptable. You can't tolerate it once you truly know. It gives you self-agency, that ability to look critically at your situation, spot manipulation, make choices from strength, not just, well, going along with things.
You see the bars of the cage?
Precisely, even if others don't.
Okay, so building on that idea, true understanding, let's bring in Einstein.
Ah, yes.
His famous line, "If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough."
Hmm.
That feels like the ultimate test, right? The acid test for really getting something. But isn't it tempting sometimes, if you know a lot about a complex topic, to sort of show off the complexity?
Oh, definitely. There's a temptation there, for sure. Complexity can feel like a signal of intelligence. But Einstein's point isn't about, dumbing things down. It's about distillation.
Distillation.
Yeah, well, true understanding means you can break down something complicated, like, say, quantum physics, or maybe a tricky legal idea, into its core elements. Explain it so someone new can actually grasp it. And doing that, it's not just proving what you know, it actually forces you to refine your own understanding, make it sharper, clearer.
So teaching it helps you learn it better.
Exactly. And when you share that clarity, you're kind of liberating others too,
Yes.
right?
So-
Giving them access to ideas they might not have reached otherwise. It's intellectually generous, you could say.
Okay, so knowledge is liberating. We've got that. But what happens when, pursuing knowledge or just living your life brings you into conflict? How do we handle disagreements without just butting heads constantly?
Right. That's where things get practical fast.
And Robert Greene, the strategist, he has some really interesting, maybe even counterintuitive advice here. He says, force them off the negative.
Mm-hmm. That's a key one.
His argument is that it's always easier to criticize, right? To pick things apart, question motives, because the critic doesn't have to offer anything positive. They're not vulnerable.
They offer nothing to hit, as he puts it.
Yeah.
Like a boxer punching air.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So these negative mongers, they just poke holes.
So Green's move, his strategic solution,
Mhm.
is to basically change the game.
Yeah.
Force them to commit to a positive stance.
How does that work?
You ask them, okay, you don't like this? Fine. What's your alternative? What do you propose?
Mhm.
Suddenly, the whole dynamic shifts. Now you have something concrete to engage with, a target. You've taken back the initiative.
Ah, I see.
And like Green says, only the dull and stupid fight head on. It's not about meeting force with force. It's about being smarter, changing the terms of engagement. If they can't or won't offer a positive alternative, well, that refusal itself becomes their weakness. It shows they're just about tearing down, not building up. It's kind of like intellectual jujitsu.
Intellectual jujitsu. I like that. It's clever, not aggressive, just smart about how you engage. It reminds me of something else we found from Jerome Cady. It is a wise man who knows where courage ends and stupidity begins.
That's profound, choosing your battles.
Right. So instead of getting dragged into a pointless fight, you pick a smarter approach. Like the analogy in the source is about the block tower.
Oh, yeah, the kids.
Yeah. If someone keeps knocking down your tower instead of just knocking down theirs like a kid.
Which she's nothing.
Right. You challenge them. Okay, you're good at destroying. Show me you can build a better one. It shifts the focus from destruction to construction.
It really does. It's intellectual Aikido, maybe? Using their energy, but redirecting it productively. True courage, maybe, isn't always about the direct fight. It's often the wisdom to know when and where and how to engage, avoiding those fights where everyone just loses.
Yeah, avoiding the mutual destruction scenario.
Which raises a really practical question for you listening. How can we actually use this kind of strategic thinking day to day in like an online argument or a disagreement at work or even with family?
To build, not just argue.
Exactly. How do we foster more productive conversations?
That's a great question. And it leads us perfectly into the next piece, because strategy isn't just how we engage, it's also very much about when, timing.
The paradox of timing and learning, yes.
We have this compelling story about Stefan Zweig and Montaigne's essays. Classic book. Zweig first reads it when he's 20, young guy, and he says he had little idea what to do with it. It just didn't click.
Didn't resonate yet.
Right. Fast forward many years, he's lived through 2 world wars, forced exile, immense life experience. He picks up Montaigne again.
And this time?
This time, he says, the connection was instant, the impact was enormous. The wisdom finally landed because he was ready for it. The timing was right.
That story is such a perfect illustration. Learning isn't just one level, is it? There's the surface level, understanding the words, the concepts.
Sure, the basics.
But then there's this deeper level, recognition, integration, where the knowledge actually connects with your own life, your experiences, and it changes you. The exact same book, the same idea, can hit you completely differently later in life because you've changed. Your struggles, your successes, they create new hooks for that wisdom to catch on to.
What seemed boring before can suddenly feel profound.
Exactly. Because your internal receptors, let's call them, have developed.
Ryan Holiday talks about this too, using a gardening metaphor in Daily Dad. He says, there is a time and a season for certain things to take root.
I love that metaphor.
Our brains have seasons too, right? Think about it. Maybe you totally bombed fractions in 3rd grade.
Oh, I remember that feeling.
But then later, maybe in high school or even as an adult, suddenly makes perfect sense. Or a complex book like, I don't know, Ender's Game. Maybe it didn't hit right at 11.
You read it too early, maybe.
You reread it at 17 and it's like, whoa, this is deep. Yeah. It's not that you got smarter necessarily. It's that your brain was just in the right season for it. The soil of your experience was ready.
And the implication here for both learners and teachers is huge. Patience. You just have to be patient.
You can't rush it.
Nope. You can't force a seed in winter.
Yeah.
You can't force certain understandings before someone's ready, before they have the life experience to connect with it. It's not a failure. It's just development, the natural rhythm.
So be kind to yourself if something doesn't click immediately.
Absolutely. And revisit things. Let ideas simmer. Trust that some insights will only really land when your own internal landscape is ready. It's okay.
That makes sense. But our growth, it's not purely internal, is it? It feels like who we're around matters a lot.
Oh, profoundly relational.
Yes. Miguel de Cervantes, Don Quixote guy, he observed, "Tell me thy company, and I'll tell you what thou art."
Classic. And still true.
And it's not just about your literal friends, right? It feels like we're constantly absorbing stuff from our environment like sponges.
We absolutely are. The ideas we consume, the conversations we're part of, the people we spend our time with, even the books we read, the shows we watch.
It all shapes us.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Often without us even realizing it, which makes choosing your company in that broad sense one of the most important decisions you make about who you become.
Are we curating our influences or just absorbing whatever's around?
That's the key question. We think of company as just our social circle, but it's really our whole intellectual and emotional environment. These relationships, real, textual, virtual, they shape our habits, our thoughts, our values, subtly but powerfully. It's like our mental diet.
So choose your diet carefully.
Exactly. Intentionally choose influences that challenge you, uplift you, inspire you, and consciously filter out the stuff that drains you or drags you down. It's an act of self-authorship, really, cultivating your own intellectual garden.
Cultivating. I like that. And this idea of intentional influence leads to another piece of wisdom, one that feels really countercultural today.
Which one is that?
It's this quote. I remind myself every morning, nothing I say today will teach me anything. So if I'm going to learn, I must do it by listening.
Wow. That hits hard in today's world.
Doesn't it? We're so often rewarded for talking, for having the quick answer, being the loudest.
Broadcasting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this emphasizes humility, discipline, the active choice to just be quiet and truly listen. Absorb. What does that kind of deep listening actually unlock?
Well, I think it unlocks genuine understanding and maybe even collective intelligence. It connects perfectly to that Mother Teresa insight. I can do things you cannot. You can do things I cannot. Together, we can do great things.
Ah, the synergy.
Right. When you prioritize listening, really listening, you move past your own ego. You start to see and value the different strengths others bring. Individual growth, when it's fueled by that kind of listening and diverse connections, it starts to serve the whole group. We build on each other's strengths.
Instead of competing.
Instead of just trying to prove ourselves, yeah. We open ourselves up to insights we totally miss otherwise. We build bridges, not just our own little towers.
Okay, so bringing all these threads together now, these blueprints for our super smart castle, it feels like the goal, as Farragher said, is about build your own dreams or someone else will have you build theirs.
That's the empowerment piece.
Right. This whole architecture of wisdom, knowledge, freeing you, strategy guiding you, timing, helping you, relationships shaping you. It's all about giving you the tools to consciously design your own life, your own purpose.
Agency, being the master builder.
Exactly, not just getting swept along. And to make that castle really last, to make it endure, we need to talk about two crucial things: maintenance and ethics.
Often overlooked, both of them.
Let's start with maintenance. Why is that so vital for our, intellectual castles? We build them, isn't that enough?
Huh? If only. Think about it physically. Any structure needs upkeep. It's the same for our minds or systems. Maintenance here isn't just like taking a nap. It's strategic recalibration. It means consciously making time to reflect, to synthesize new stuff with what you already know.
Processing time.
Exactly. Even maybe creative idleness, letting your unconscious connect the dots. Without that, new knowledge just kind of piles up. It doesn't strengthen the structure. It can even lead to, let's call it, cognitive rot.
Like a library full of unread books.
Perfect analogy. So we need intentional breaks, good sleep, decent nutrition, not just for our bodies, but because they're essential upgrades for our cognitive architecture. They prevent burnout, keep us sharp.
A well-maintained castle is stronger.
Always stronger than one that's just constantly adding rooms but letting the foundations crumble.
That makes total sense. Okay, so maintenance is key. What about the second pillar? Ethics.
This one is crucial.
We have the Stark statement. Any training program or system that injures people is wrong.
Simple but profound.
And injures here feels broad, not just physical, but emotional, psychological, social harm too. As we build these smart castles, gain knowledge, get more strategic, how do we make sure that power is used, well, humanely?
Yeah. How do we stop wisdom from becoming just cunning?
Right. What keeps a castle from becoming, I don't know, a weapon?
It's a vital check. Because strategic thinking without a moral compass, that just becomes manipulation, self-serving ambition. Our pursuit of knowledge, our personal growth, it has to be ethically grounded. A truly humane castle understands its strengths isn't just in its defenses, but in how it uplifts, how it protects not just the builder, but the wider community.
So asking ourselves, are my strategies helping or harming?
Constantly. Are my actions contributing to well-being? Am I respecting dignity? That ethical foundation is what ensures our wisdom is genuinely liberating.
Right.
For ourselves and for others. It's the ultimate test of whether our castle is truly smart.
Okay, and one final reminder, maybe about our own role in all this. The effort involved.
Ah, yes.
Teachers open the door, but you must enter yourself. All these ideas, these blueprints, they're available, but we have to act.
We have to walk through the door.
Right. It requires active preparation, maybe some courage, definitely a willingness to engage. It's more than just passively receiving, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's about taking ownership.
Hmm.
Because all the brilliant strategy, all the patient learning, all the insightful relationships, they don't mean much if you don't translate it into action. The ultimate test, the real proof of your super smart castle, is actually quite simple. Your actions prove your greatness.
Talk is cheap.
Exactly. Actions are the visible proof. They show that knowledge has genuinely changed you, freed you from old habits, empowered you to navigate things differently, and hopefully compelled you to build something meaningful. Not just for you, but in a way that ripples outward.
The castle's strength is shown by how it stands and maybe what it shelters.
Beautifully put.
Yes. Wow. Okay, what an incredible journey through this architecture of wisdom. We've touched on knowledge as liberation,
Strategic engagement, not just fighting.
the crucial paradox of timing, letting things take root,
The power of our connections, who and what we learn from.
and wrapping it all up with the need for action, constant maintenance, and that vital ethical core. It really is about building your own dreams, designing your life.
By design, not default.
Yeah.
I like that. And, the way these ideas connect suggests that wisdom isn't really a destination, is it? It's more like a way of traveling.
How do you mean?
Well, traveling strategically in how you engage, patiently in your timing, relationally in how you learn, and ultimately in a way that's liberating for you and maybe for others whose doors you learn to help open. So as you, listening, reflect on these blueprints for your own super smart castle, maybe the question is, what room will you add or perhaps strengthen in your castle today?
What's the next step?
Yeah. What's one principle from today that you'll take forward? Something to apply or maybe just explore a little further in your own life's grand design?